looking at 6 minutes after 7 o'clock, and we're inside hour number 2 of the Morning Brew for today, Friday, February the 5th, 2021. And we're still keeping in a carnival mindset for a little while longer. This time, though, we're putting the spotlight on chutney music. And we have the finals of the virtual chutney competition that's being staged this year by the folks at chutneymusic.com. In with us this morning is the head judge for that competition, Dr. Vishnu Bimul. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Morning, and good morning to your viewers.
I suspect that as a medical practitioner, you saw the problem, apart from COVID, but the problem with the carnival tabanka, and you decided, okay, I'm going to write this prescription for all those dying for their chutney music. Is that what happened with you, Dr. Bimul?
Well, I mean, we're in an age of technology, right? So why not?
All right. Tell us, how has the competition been going? We're down to the finals, but what has the journey been like coming up to this point?
Well, I just want to share the story. Around October last year, Jason Sukram of chutneymusic.com called, and he was like, Doc, you think we should do an online chutney competition? And I was like, that's an excellent idea. There was no talk of any such thing, be it from the usual platforms. So I said, yeah, go ahead and I'll support you. And he said, okay, you'll be my head judge, because I speak and understand Hindustani. So that was my forte in being a judge. The other two judges were Sharada Patisa and Sneha Kanwalkar. Still judges, because what happened is that we have submitted, or at least the finalists have submitted their videos, and today we are having a Zoom judging meeting to judge it. So hopefully the results will be out by tomorrow. Quite interestingly, a lot of our artists went the way of not the usual, well, we call it Bolini and chutneymusic.com, taking out a Bollywood music melody and putting English Creole lyrics to it, which I think is not creativity. And in the competition, we minus marks. If you did that, we were looking more for traditional chutney melodies or something that has a soca Indian crossover, as well as the lyrics didn't have to be in Hindustani Hindi. It could have been in English Creole. But I did see, as head judge, a lot of the competitors doing their compositions in Hindi, which is what I love and what I wanted to see. Mm-hmm. So the whole impetus behind this was to push people to sing in the language, but also increase the creativity of our local artists to carry the brand that is chutney and chutney soca.
So Mr. COVID-19 tried his best, but he could not crush the chutney music culture this year. So this means that the art form is going to be living on and even stronger than before, because you've had competitors composing in actual Hindi lyrics, yes?
Yeah, and it was quite amazing because remember, I'm head judge. I usually would do compositions for artists, whether it be for Chutney Soca Mona, whether it be for any production that they do. But I mean, I had to stand out this rounds because I was a judge and they couldn't use my content. But as judge, I was completely impressed, hugely impressed by the fact that these artists went all the way out to get lyrics in Hindi. Mm-hmm. And some in Bhojpuri, which is what our ancestors used to speak here. Mm-hmm. So I think for the finals, which will be today at 7 p.m., the viewers will look forward for a treat. It will be on Facebook and YouTube.
How much of a challenge was it whittling down these 24 competitors who came with their A game down to the 10 who are all battling to be the Rani and the Raja by this evening?
Right. Just so Rani is queen, Raja is king, right?
Yes.
Just so the audience knows. What I realized being on social media is that perfection, it does not get views, or perfection is not necessary to go viral, right? They didn't have to pay any money to enter the composition. They just had to have, well, what I have here, my phone, and a stand. And the option was either you play live instruments or you have background instruments and you sing. that was quite interesting to see what we got. Because someone to the you could see they weren't professionals. But again, we wanted to create an avenue for artists who don't make it in the mainstream. Young people specifically. There's one girl from London. She's half Trinidadian, half British. And she sang a song in Urdu, Hindi. And that song kind of touched my heart because it was a love song, but it spoke about this chana or mango or something. I can't remember exactly. But you see, the idea is that we take our experiences as Indo-Caribbean people and we put it out there in song. And it's our brand. Soca no different. So it was difficult. It really was. And Midwest Bandman.
There's an element of getting in the audience into this. You have your People's Choice competition using social media.
Yeah.
Social media, I mean, social media makes you or breaks you. And a couple people who are in the finals are the People's Choice. I'm seeing Rickson McDonald from Trinidad. He's the wild card via People's Choice. Another wild card is Kayam Diego Sugar Daddy. He got a vote as a People's Choice as well. How much did that influence your judging, you and the other judges?
Well, actually, we weren't privy to that.
Oh, okay.
And remember, our judges are professionals. I speak Hindi. Sneha speaks Hindi as well, but she's from Maharashtra. So our mother tongue is Maharashtra. And Sharda Patesa did her PhD thesis on our local Indo-Caribbean music. So into the mix of judges, we had 3 people who had some sort of professional experience in a particular aspect of the competition to judge. And then we did it separately. Today we're going to have a Zoom judge. This will be like The Voice, you know? And The Voice, the judges give their comments after, so that we'll look at the submissions and give our comments. Why? Because we want to groom the artists. You have to realize something, and I realized this through conversations with other individuals. People only see your successes, we never see your failures, which are many, and failure is a stepping stone to success. We just need mentors to lead us in the right direction, and that is what this competition is about.
As you talk about grooming and mentoring the artists, has that always been built into this competition, or is it going to be built in further on? And what's the next step for any of these artists, regardless of whether they emerge Raja and Rani? What is going to be the next step?
I love that question because the purpose of this competition is to mentor and to give people the opportunity they do not see in other platforms. So whereas soca, chutney soca might be something for Carnival only, I mean, one of our own Marshall Montano, I want to mention his name, he is not seasonal, he's all year round. So what we're going to do for these artists is that Caribbean Hindustani, my organization, which is promotes the language, as well as chutneymusic.com, through our international networks, what we're going to do is give opportunities for these artists to now be exposed to the world.
The finals of the competition, after you guys meet today and you make your decisions, you give your comments, then we get to see the artists tomorrow from 7 doing their thing. And then you're going to have a task on your hands. They're not going to bring their A game. They're bringing their A triple plus game. I'm sure it's going to be really, really tough for you and the other judges, especially with that element of the grooming taking place. I suspect we're going to be taking your advice and really, really bringing a fabulous show tomorrow night on chutneymusic.com, Dr. Bimo.
I just want this time difference is a huge deal, right? Because internationally, yes, it's tomorrow, the 6th. I lost track of the date because it is the 6th in India, where Sneha is from. So, and I was speaking to her this morning, so I'm very sorry. Yes, it's February 6th. I mean, but don't scare them. Just be yourself. Sometimes being yourself is what wins the competition.
You think they're going to be nervous about what your comments will be? Have you had an opportunity to interact with them at all?
No, actually, we have not. The competition organizers kept that distance because, for conflicts of interest. But we know of them. We look at their stuff on YouTube. There was a conversation with regard to how to improve their game as they would go up, but there was not a direct communication.
I only ask because you use the analogy of the voice, and I know that there's an element of, that direct one-on-one mentoring at different points and so on that program. So that's all right. So we're looking at 10 contestants bringing their AAA game tomorrow night on chutneymusic.com. This is the first of its kind. It definitely won't be the last. And it's not just for this time of year or this season. Will there be other competitions later on during the year built in as well, Dr. Bimal?
Because you know that the Indo-Caribbean experience is not just one of chutney soca or chutney, which is what is promoted internationally. There are instruments people play, like what we call the dholak, which our ancestors brought. So look forward to a possible dholak competition. That will happen as an international competition as well. Look forward for some awards later on to give the artists their dues. Like you have the Academy Awards or the Oscars. You want to do a chutney soca, chutney awards.
Yes.
You're going to hear from chutneymusic.com all year round to continue to promote the Indo-Caribbean brand and the Indo-Caribbean experience as a product of our nation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vishnu Bimal, and we're certainly looking forward to the outcome. You probably need to fortify yourself before you go into that judging Zoom meeting later on today. Get a good breakfast.
All right, thanks so much, and good morning to your viewers, and I hope everybody have a great day.
Okay, we've been speaking with the head judge for chutneymusic.com's first ever virtual chutney music competition. The finals are tomorrow. 10 people hoping to win, 5 women, 5 men. One will be king, one will be queen, the Raja or the Rani. Who will it be? You'll find out tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Keep it here on The Morning Brew. Don't go far. We've got more and more. In fact, we've got something extra special coming up.